SailGP is a sailing championship that has been making waves with its adrenaline-fueled races. The annual tournament sees teams compete at sea across 14 events staged in different corners of the world. All the brainchild of Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison and former Olympic sailing champion Sir Russell Coutts.
Larry Ellison and I set out to revolutionise the sport of sailing by creating this fan-centric global championship for the best sailors in the world. And since then, it's grown enormously. We have 12 teams competing. We have a portfolio of global partners that we're extremely proud of. So already it's attracted a lot of interest and commercial support.
Each catamaran is kitted out with the same equipment, allowing organisers to monitor every detail.
With the boats all being the same, it becomes a test of the athletic skill. It's not who has the better equipment or who has the technology advantage. So even though we're always advancing the boats in terms of technology, there might be new hydrofoils, there might be new rudders, there might be new wing components on the sails and so forth. All of the teams get those modifications at exactly the same time and race with the same equipment.
While the teams can't compete when it comes to technologies, they can keep track of their opponents and use the intel to their advantage.
I call them an IoT device. So they have so much information coming off the boat and be able to do that. And behind me is where all this information is, and then you'll be able to decipher that information to say if you're doing good, you're doing bad, you're going faster, you're going slower than your competitors. There's other things like our broadcast, so you have the leaderboards, who's winning and who's losing. We have an augmented reality live line which paints a picture of the racecourse on the racecourse. So this all needs data, digital and social as well. We need data to be able to showcase what that is. So data is pretty key to what SailGP do.
Providing the teams, organisers and broadcasters with this real-time information is SailGP's data partner, Oracle.
All the data from the boats go to an autonomous database, and from that database then they're created patterns, and that patterns then come out. So we generate around 53 billion data requests every day. That's the distance from boat A to the finishing line, boat B to boat A, boat C to the boundary. All this information is done within 100 milliseconds.
Performance at sea is not the only competition as part of this tournament. The teams are also separately ranked on how sustainable they are, from reducing waste to lowering emissions.
So the Impact League, we're the first sport ever in the world to care about what our athletes do, what they do from a social and environmental perspective. So the athletes have two leagues, they have two trophies. They have to act sustainably at events, and they have to really focus on what are they doing to give back beyond winning. There's prize money involved, and it's behavioural science. So they get very, very competitive in who is going to win that Impact League trophy. Innovations have come out of it, everything from clean energy to driving accessibility in sailing. It's all about social and environmental change, because for us, they're interconnected. One of the big things people forget is public are losing trust at everything, and scientists and politicians, and athletes' voice is an MIT study. Athletes' voice is the strongest it's ever been. So why our athletes' voice is not being used for positive impact, and the biggest problem that we're all facing is climate change. So there is only positivity, and actually people have said, why haven't we done this before? You know, why haven't we cared? So if anything, I think it's been kind of like, of course we should do this. We're probably the only sport in the world that really sit with our teams and our athletes and say, what do you care about beyond winning? So they all have a purpose statement, and then they all have a purpose partner. So you've got Parley, you've got Live Ocean, you've got Rise to Win in the USA, and they win the money. So the money goes into impact in the country where we race.
As well as making a splash when it comes to sustainability, SailGP is also flying the flag for inclusion.
Sailing is made by men for men, always had men. How do we drive social inclusivity into sport? So that's people from backgrounds you would never imagine to female athletes on the boat. So we have Martini Grail here, the first ever female driver. So we really do care about change in the face of sailing, and that is not easy. And that's at every level. So female athletes, female coaches, management team, young people getting into foiling.
It's one of the leading leagues to get females in main roles in the boats. I'm really keen to get girls sailing and also leading programs in and outside of SailGP in sailing in general.
For now, SailGP's strategy appears to be paying off. So far, the series has achieved year-on-year growth since its inception.
We've had incredible growth from the start. So we started in 2019. We had 5 events, 6 teams. And in those first events, our dedicated viewership, meaning live or near live, was about 5 million viewers. In the recent season 4, we had 13 events, 10 teams, and our average viewership was just over 16 million viewers per event for live and near live. So it's grown enormously, and each time we add a new team or new broadcast partners, of course that increases dramatically. Because of the way we structured it, SailGP is attracting a much larger and younger audience than sailing has ever received before. We've had record ratings in the United States, Brazil, where we've just added a new team. In many ways, that's our second largest significant audience in terms of digital coverage. We never thought we would achieve those sort of results this early in our development.
Sponsored by